welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a super long time, but we are finally going to do a top 5 Aquascaped tanks and how they've developed over time. So make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Back in March of 2023, we began to show you guys how we take care of our fish tanks. Now, this fish tank was the first one that we started with, and we began by adding a lot of really good live plants, including Anubias and Ludwigia. And as you can see, Sonic and the other fish in this tank are just thriving. As you can see, about 1 month into having our beta, we thought it would be a great idea to try and breed. Of course, we were new, so we didn't know any better, but it is actually really hard to breed betas if you don't know what you're doing. I know I said beta, it's beta. I'm so sorry. Beta, who cares? Anyway, it was a good learning experience to know that if you're going to start fish breeding, don't start with a betta fish. Our 10-gallon original tank, the one that had started it all, everything is growing really well. However, we have had a loss. Our dear betta, Sonic, has sadly passed away and swam on to the cosmos. We hope wherever he is that he is doing really well. We will miss you, buddy. And now we are brought to today. And as you can see, this tank has turned into a complete forest, which is bursting with all sorts of different types of shrimp. And as you can see, our coolie loaches are doing well. And these plants have just taken over the tank, making it such a beautiful scape to enjoy. The question still remains, as this tank has developed over time, whether or not we will be adding any new fish to this tank. We have really been enjoying the shrimp and the coolie loaches, but maybe they need another new friend. So when we started this 36 bowfront tank, it was originally a sorority tank for female bettas. Unfortunately, there was a sickness that actually almost killed every single fish in the tank. And so we had to treat it, which killed a lot of the plants, and basically start over. And that is what you're seeing here, is a starting over of building this tank from the ground up and making it into something beautiful. Now we have reached to today's setup, and as you have seen through these multiple months, we have had quite a few different types and schools of fish, and honestly, I think the neons are my favorite. this original shrimp jar was decided to become a shrimp tank so that we could actually breed blue shrimp. So that means we needed to break this tank down completely to make room for a new tank. If you want to watch the full scape of this tank, make sure you check it out in our videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe. As you can see, today, 10 months later, this tank is absolutely stunning. The crypts have just taken over. This amazing melon sword is full and has beautiful color. Oh, and there's probably about 200 blue shrimp in this tank. I absolutely love this tank. This is why it exists in our living room, because I enjoy it so much.
What you doing here?
I'm getting stuff for Father's Day.
This was one of the better gifts that I ever got my husband for Father's Day, and it was a 40-gallon tank that we used initially for a electric blue Acara pair to breed in. And if you want to see the full build of this tank, make sure you check it out in our videos.
Blue Acara parents. And as you can see, Mama is protecting her babies on her rock, but some of them have some fungus. We did have some that made it and are free swimming. We do have to keep Papa separate or he will eat the babies.
The sad 40.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a happy 40.
We're gonna make it a happy 40.
You might be asking yourself, hey, wasn't that tank on a rack? Why is it in their bedroom and not all the way full? It was because we moved our rack from upstairs down into what is now the fish room. Whilst we were moving all of our tanks around, we realized we really could utilize our racking space if we moved that 40-gallon into our bedroom. So that's what we did. However, the dresser couldn't quite take the weight. So this is when we moved it out onto our hutch, which could support it quite well.
Now we are going to reconfigure these rocks into a different kind of configuration.
As you can tell, this tank has been left for the Acara parents for quite a while, and now it is time to reconfigure as we have more Acara babies than we know what to do with. So it is time to use this tank for something different. Looking back into the lore of the 75-gallon, we learned that this tank was originally set up in July of 2022. And it had a electric blue Jack Dempsey, Venustus, and Magmar the Oscar, along with a small group of African cichlids. Unfortunately, the electric blue Jack Dempsey and Magmar got sick and passed away. And when that happened, we decided to stick with African cichlids. And that is where you see these videos start off. Obviously, we didn't have YouTube when we started these tanks, so this is what you get to see. Maybe if you follow along, you might get to see some of those original photos from when we had those other fish. As you can see, going from September in this bustling tank into February, everything seems to be growing really well, but we did notice there, of course, was quite a bit of aggression becoming in our cichlids. So we decided that instead of keeping African cichlids, we were going to stick with just electric blue acara and blood parrot cichlids, along with one pair of polar parrot parents that we had used for fish breeding previously. However, as you can see, going from March in 2023 to March of 2024, this tank had gone through quite a few changes and just really needed a new setup. And so we decided to rescape the tank. Now, if you want to see the whole video of us rescaping the tank, I highly recommend it to you, and you can check it out in our videos below. As always, thank you so much for joining us on this channel, and make sure that you are subscribed so that you can keep up with all of our fishy adventures. We will have more coming to you very soon. I will see you next time.